In the news tonight, Cuban woman killed, another injured in brutal attack at apartment building in Kitty.
Chopping up the two of them. Tried to have I couldn't jump in between. It was just blade swinging.
And calls for Justice Monk to probe into Adriana Young's death continues.
We will come and ensure it is kept alive.
A Cuban national was hacked to death and another woman was seriously injured in a violent attack early Friday morning at TP's apartment building on Pike Street in Kitty. The deceased has been identified as Dabby Lee, while the second victim, whose name has not been released, is in a critical condition at the Georgetown Public Hospital. Lindy Fredericks, a tenant in the building, said he was awoken to screams for help.
Well, to be honest, I wake up to a nice I run outside to go see what's happening. I run to the other room to see the man chopping up the two of them. Tried to have I couldn't jump in between. It was just blade swinging. I run back inside to put on my shirt. When I come back, when I come outside, but the girl tried to walk up to me for help. But when I was going over, she fell and she dead. The other woman was in the room still breathing. She left very critical, going hospital. I don't know, but
Charles Rutherford, who lives on the lower floor of the apartment building, said he was alerted by other tenants following the commotion.
Actually, somebody came knocking on my door and woke me up to tell me that there were two young ladies upstairs that have been deceased. So I put on my clothes and came out and went upstairs and saw them lying on the floor dead. Well, one of them was dead. The other one was barely hanging in there, and I don't know if she's gonna make it. The woman put him out. He used to go and come every now and then. And all of a sudden, he showed up this morning and that was it.
Police quickly cordoned off the area and launched an investigation. The suspect, whose identity has not been released, was apprehended while attempting to flee the scene. The woman's body was later removed from the premises by undertakers from the Memorial Gardens funeral home as police investigators continued to process the scene.
Drink and taste, you will never decline. Extra lemon and lime. It's the two combined. It's one of a kind. Extra lemon and lime. Extra lemon and lime. Taste the citrus in every sip.
One of the things that would distinguish us from the other guys is our advancement in technology when it comes to security. We've been able to actually go ahead and provide home security service, and drone service, among the other service that would have significantly contributed to securing society as a whole.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to apply for registration? you are required to visit the GCOM registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons in your area of residence to apply for registration. Office hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12 and 13 to 16 hours 30. Friday, 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at another address since you were registered. This registration exercise will end on May 30, 2025. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Running late and can't wait to the gate? We got you. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited has introduced a fast and easier way to make payments to your accounts through the GT&T mobile money services. Here's how. Click on the MMG app. Under Services, select Pay Bills. When you are there, look for the Financial Institution option. Once that is done, select Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited to pay your loan or make payments to your savings. Payments to the credit union made easier. GPS CCU, the credit union you can bank on.
Cries for justice in the case of Adriana Young, the 11-year-old girl whose death remains on the investigation, echoed through Middle Street in Georgetown on Friday as opposition leader Orbie Norton led a public protest just steps away from State House. Scores of demonstrators gathered with placards demanding answers and accountability nearly a month after the incident, which has left Adriana's family and much of the Guyanese public reeling and frustrated by the lack of progress. The government wants to sweep this under the carpet, Norton declared at the picket line.
We will come and ensure it is kept alive. The government wants it swept under the carpet. It wouldn't happen. We have another event plan that should follow in another week or so, but there will be other events.
Norton said he was not satisfied and would not be satisfied until Adriana's family got justice.
Guyana has become a police state. I pointed out in Parliament when I addressed it just now that there are certain things that happen in a police state. One of them is the police doesn't operate within a legal framework, and it is for that reason they didn't take statements, etc., because they were expecting that this matter would be swept under the carpet, because the role of the police force at this stage is to protect the elites who are involved in crime. And so we could never be satisfied until there is justice. We hope to see that the young lady gets to go to the United States. They have a proper independent autopsy, and then the findings can be made. What does the government have to hide? If you don't have anything to hide, why would you be putting barriers in the way of the body going overseas? Why would you be putting barriers in the way of another autopsy altogether? So we are not satisfied. We know that this government is authoritarian. We know they are totalitarian. We know that they want to control every aspect of lives of the people of Guyana. And we object to that and will oppose it, like I said in the Parliament this morning.
Saturday will mark 1 month since the incident occurred. Yet, her family says they are still without answers or closure. Norton, like many, witnessed the family's desperate plea for help after Adriana went missing from the Doubleday Hotel following a family outing. The police initially claimed that the child was seen leaving the hotel. However, it turned out that was far from the truth. Adriana's remains were found in the same pool that had reportedly been searched 20 hours after her disappearance. A post-mortem examination conducted by 3 independent foreign pathologists concluded that Young died from juggling. However, the time of death remains undetermined, and the toxicology results are still pending.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say wash your soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash your soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash your soap powder, leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks for wash your soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright, have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Wash your soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash your soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash your soap powder, have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
Venezuela is set to hold a controversial election on Sunday to elect a governor of Guyana's Essequibo region, a move that sparked international condemnation and heightened tensions between the neighboring countries. The planned move, scheduled just one day before Guyana's 59th independence anniversary, defies a recent ruling by the International Court of Justice addressing the long-standing territorial controversy. Guyana's President Efron Allies urged citizens to remain calm and assure the public that they have nothing to fear. The president emphasized that diplomacy is an important part of Guyana's plan on the issue.
We have been discussing, of course, getting feedback from our embassy there, and our instructions to the ambassador and the embassy there is to ensure that Guyana's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and our position is well known to all stakeholders. When you're an ambassador in a country, you're not only speaking to the country, but you have your colleagues who are within that country who are also being fed with different messaging. And you have that opportunity also to let them be aware of what the truth is. There are three tranches on which we have always defended our sovereignty and territorial integrity. One is diplomacy, first and foremost. We have always pursued diplomacy and diplomatic efforts with our neighbors itself, regional leaders, the region itself, that's the entire CELAC region, and international community. So diplomacy is an important part, an important plank on which we work. The second issue is, of course, strengthening our own defense system, ensuring that we have the best capability in terms of protecting our sovereignty and territorial integrity. And thirdly, it is also supporting the support of the international community, continuing to work with the international community. An important part of that is the international order, the international rule of law, and adhering to that. So these are the planks on which we...
Opposition leader Orbie Norton never criticized the government for what he described as a lack of a clear strategy. The government has outlined no plan to give assurance to Guyanese, Norton said.
The only assurance we have at this stage is that if Venezuela decided it wouldn't act and feel restrained by the support we are getting in the world and at the ICJ. But the government has done nothing to ensure that Venezuela is kept at bay. They haven't even sought to improve the quality of life of the people at the borders. Today in Parliament, I said to them that they're probably the most unpatriotic government ever because they are not doing what is required to ensure Guyanese feel a sense of hope and belonging. And that is where the problem is.
Norton assured citizens that the arbitral award of 1899 settled the border controversy.
That 2, we support our soldiers at the border. That 3, we support the move to International Court of Justice. In fact, we led the way with that. And we are totally committed to the protection of our sovereignty and territorial integrity. But we are dissatisfied that the government lacks a plan and seems to be flicking and hoping that it lands on its feet. We got to worry if it lands on its head. And so that is where we are on this issue.
Essequibo, a resource-rich region that makes up nearly 2/3 of Guyana's territory, has long been the subject of a territorial claim by Venezuela. Guyana maintains that the 1899 arbitral award, which granted its sovereignty over Essequibo, is valid and binding. For these and other stories, do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.